Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Izzy. Now I know I've taken a little while to put something out, but promise you something is coming out. I'm going to be talking about the Kai Havertz situation and what you might need to expect from him from this season. But if you're new to the channel, my name is Izzy, and if you like this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, go and hit that like button. It's going to let YouTube know that you are enjoying this content and everybody else will. So now we are going to preview the matches coming up this weekend. And we are going to be starting off with Wolves against Liverpool. Now, Wolves won this fixture last season 3-0. It was the start of the revival. Liverpool are looking like a different proposition now. In my opinion, they are looking like genuine title contenders. The reason why I say that is because you are going to be having Szoboszlai, who is one of the most exciting new players in the league. On top of that, the cohesion that Liverpool needed is starting to come back into the team. On the other hand, Wolves might not be as lucky, having lost a very good amount of players this season, the likes of Núñez, the likes of Ruben Neves. It is not going to be easy for them in this game. I have Wolves down to lose 2-0 at home, and I think it won't be close. I think that Liverpool are going to impose themselves in this game. We are going to probably see Ryan Gravenberch have his debut, and maybe McAllister slot into the number 10 instead of the number 6 position that he has been having. And most importantly, we are going to see that firing line up front for Liverpool, taking Liverpool to the next level. That's all I have for the Wolves game. Hopefully, in my opinion, it'll be a cracker just like it was last season. Next up, we have Fulham against Luton Town. Now, Luton, we have spoken ad nauseum about the challenges that they're going to face in the league. It's going to be a tough season, but these are the games that they need to try and win. Fulham are your mid-table side that might be trying to push for a European side. It's going to be hard with a lot of the teams that are ahead of them at this moment as far as momentum and as far as squad quality. But that should be something that they should be trying to push ahead for. Now, in this game, I have Fulham down to win 2-0. The reason being, I just think that Fulham are going to be stronger than Luton. And I think that Luton are going to struggle this season. I think it's going to be a very, very tough season for them. They didn't do that much in the transfer window. They do have some kind of quality in Marvelous Nakamba and Ross Barkley, but I just don't see them being able to take that next level to try and push ahead. It's going to be a tough season for them. Fulham, on the other hand, have the likes of Iwobi, who has been reunited with Marco Silva, a squad that will now settle down a little bit since Paulinho has signed a new contract. His move to Bayern Munich did not work out. Fulham will be okay. And I think in this game, they'll be more than okay. I have them down to win 2-0, but here's hoping that it's going to be an interesting game. Hopefully, Luton can offer a little bit going forward, but it's going to be tough. And next up, we have Tottenham hosting Sheffield United. Tottenham have been playing some really good football. Trust me, it hurts me to say that. But they have been looking very good under Ange Postecoglou. Now, what are we going to expect in this game? I think Tottenham are going to take it 3-1, and I think they're going to take it easily. Sheffield United are one of the three teams that I have going down this season because I think the league is a lot tougher this season than it was for the promoted sides last season. The teams that they will be competing against, the likes of your Nottingham Forests and your Wolves, are teams that I can see picking up points a lot easier than I can see Sheffield United picking points. In this game, I don't give them much of a chance because Tottenham playing at home are buoyed by very good performances last time off from Maddison and from Son. And even more so, their organization has been really good this season. Yves Bissouma has been a rock in midfield. Bissouma has been playing very well. The backline has been doing well since Van der Ven came in. And I just see Tottenham doing very well in this game. 3-1 it is. Hopefully Sheffield United can make it a draw. Wishful thinking. And then we have West Ham United against Manchester City. I have Manchester City winning this game 2-1. West Ham's recent record against Manchester City is not that good of a viewing for West Ham fans. Manchester City are also going to welcome back Pep Guardiola, who has been off the touchline for a while. So I can't see anything past Manchester City, especially just coming back from the international break. They will be looking to try and push on. And as Pep Guardiola said in his press conference, this is now when he believes the season starts, because you're not going to have a settled squad. You're going to know what to expect from your squad up until January. West Ham have been very good this season. They have been very good. And I was very tempted, and I'm still very tempted to see a 2-2 draw, because I think West Ham are going to provide some good counter-attacking football. And if Manchester City don't really watch out, they possibly could end up drawing this game. The reason why I go for a Man City win is I just think that right after the break, they will be up and running, ready to go for an away fixture like this. Last season, this was the match that Erling Haaland announced himself to the league. He scored 2 goals, and I can't see West Ham beating City, especially with Guardiola coming back and many of the other things that I think West Ham are going to struggle against Manchester City. So 2-1 to Man City, but sneaky feeling that maybe West Ham might be able to get a draw. And then Manchester United against Brighton. Now, Manchester United have recently struggled against Brighton in this fixture. As a matter of fact, last season, Brighton took their first double over Manchester United. You remember that last minute McAllister penalty. So Brighton have also started this season very well. Manchester United, in contrast, have not started very well. Now, do we see Manchester United playing any better against Brighton than they did against Wolves or against Arsenal or against Tottenham? Not really. And it is for that reason that I have them losing this game 3-2. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game because I can see Manchester United not allowing themselves to just get beaten that easy at Old Trafford, especially with the Old Trafford crowd up against them, because it's been a very tough last few weeks for Man United. With the Jadon Sancho issue with Ten Hag and with the Maguire issue, it is just not looking very good for United. Now, if they can give Amrabat a run in the game this week, it would do them a whole lot of good. And the reason why I say that is because Manchester United have had a very weak, soft core, and they seem to get played very easily down the middle. And when you have players such as Matoma and Pascal Gross and the likes of Solly March who love to cut inside, I can see them struggling in this game. The only one positive is Julio Enciso is not available for this match, at least as far as I've seen in their match build-up. But Manchester United will need to play a whole lot better if they're going to get anything against Brighton, albeit at home. You would expect Manchester United to put up a decent fight at home, but the murmurings and the noise and everything that's coming out of Old Trafford right now is pointing towards them not having the best of games. I don't see them winning this one. Now, stranger things have happened. I will not be surprised if Man United do win. They are playing at home, but Brighton are very well organized, and I can see them slitting Manchester United to pieces in that midfield if United do not watch out. Aston Villa against Crystal Palace is our next game. Now, this game is relatively easy to call, in my opinion. Aston Villa tend to play very well at home against Crystal Palace. As a matter of fact, I had to go a long way before I found a Crystal Palace away win against Aston Villa. So I have this game going for a 2-0 win for Aston Villa. I think that they are going to recover from their previous game against Liverpool back at home in familiar settings, Villa Park. And Unai Emery is going to have his team very well organized against a Crystal Palace side who do not let in a lot of goals. But I just think that Aston Villa are going to be too strong for them in this game. Now, Roy Hodgson is going to be trying to welcome back some people into his squad. I think he does a very good job. I've said that a lot of times, but I just think that Unai Emery's organization at home and feeling that they need to uplift their fans after that dismal performance against Liverpool is going to pay dividends for them. So I have them winning this game 2-0. I think it's going to be comfortable for Villa, but who knows? And then we have Newcastle against Brentford. I have this game going down 2-1 to Newcastle. Newcastle are in desperate need of a victory. Brighton were head and shoulders over them. The Manchester City game was a game that saw them stifled. They held City to a 1-0 loss, but you could see that Manchester City were just toying with them for bigger parts of that game. The Liverpool game was extremely soul-sapping. It's devastating to lose to a 10-man team in a game that you've dominated for long periods, but I do think that they need to bounce back. And what better game to bounce back against Brentford, who they have a very good record against. So Brentford, in respect, they've been doing well this season. Brentford are going to offer stiff competition for Newcastle. But I think that Newcastle are going to overcome them because leading into a Champions League week, I think the morale and the time off that the international break gave them is going to be crucial for them to recover and recuperate and try and lift the spirits up in St. James's Park. So I have them winning this game 2-1. I don't think Brentford are going to get anything from this game simply because Newcastle are just going to push ahead. And I think Eddie Howe is going to rally his troops and recover from that devastating loss against Liverpool and that loss against Brighton. And then we have Bournemouth against Chelsea. This game last season was the only game that Frank Lampard won during his second stint at Chelsea. Chelsea are all over the place. They, just like Manchester United, are going through a very tough period in both management and in ownership. And the more Chelsea drag on this facade of trying to keep up with the top four teams without any type of organization, the harder it's going to get for Chelsea. Chelsea need to do a lot better. And it's not going to be made much easier when you have a management that doesn't know how to pick their best squad. I do think that they might be able to do well in this fixture. Bournemouth are an up and down team, and you just never know what to expect from them. I thought that they would be comfortably beaten at Brentford last time out, but they almost won the game. In this game, I am tempted to go with a draw. I think that Bournemouth can get something out of this game, but I'm going to have a little bit of faith in Chelsea, and I'm going to give them a 2-1 victory. The reason being is that I think they should be able to try and show their quality a little bit more. Now, Bournemouth do have some quality in their ranks. I just think that Chelsea should be able to try and maybe cut down the wings a little bit more. They need to use that youthful exuberance and some sliver of hope to try and give their fans something to look forward to. Because while Chelsea might not be the most organized team, they still do have a lot of good players. And individual qualities was shown last time out when Frank Lampard was in the dugout. And I think that individual quality might show out in this game. Because as a collective, Chelsea might not be putting out the same output that you want them to. But I do think that individually they are capable of moments. And with the likes of Enzo Fernandez and the likes of Nicholas Jackson, who are still betting into the team, I think players such as Raheem Sterling will be very important in this game. Very, very important. He needs to rally the troops and he needs to get them firing again. Pochettino needs to do something different. And if he just keeps on doing the same thing he's been doing recently, it might be a struggle for them. But I do have them winning this game 2-1. And then we have Everton against Arsenal, in a game that Arsenal have found it hard to win recently. Now, they have won their last two home fixtures against Everton, but away from home, an interesting fact is they have lost the last three fixtures against Everton. Now, usually after an international break, as you remember last season, when Arsenal face Everton, or when Arsenal are top of the table when they face Everton, they have surprisingly lost most of those games. I'm going to have some more faith in them this season, and I'm going to have Arsenal winning this game 2-1. Partisan allegiance aside, I do think that Arsenal are going to be a little too strong for Everton. And if Everton do not organize their back line well, the front line of Martinelli, Saka, Jesus, or Nketiah will be able to cut right through them. Morale is very low at Everton right now, and Arsenal need to take advantage of that. Mentally, Arsenal will be looking to this game as, let us try to get over the hump, just as we did against Newcastle last season when they went there and won 2-0 at St. James's Park, where the season before they had lost 2-0 away. So I will go for an Arsenal 2-1 victory. Everton need to try and come out the gate, be as strong as they were against Arsenal last season. The players need to believe that they are going to be able to keep up with Arsenal's pace of play. The one thing that I'm going to be looking forward to is to see if Kai Havertz will start this game, or whether Mikel Arteta will try and take him out of the firing line and maybe play Fabio Vieira or maybe Nelson in the number 8. I do have Arsenal winning this game 2-1, but Everton have always sprung a surprise on Arsenal when it gets to Goodison Park. And finally, we have Nottingham Forest against Burnley. I have this game ending 2-2. And the reason being is I think that Burnley are finally going to face a team that they might have an opportunity to play their type of football against. The only problem is that when they play that type of football, they are easily cut apart by a team that is well organized and plays on the counterattack. And do you know who's been playing very well on the counterattack recently? Nottingham Forest. But I am going to give Burnley a chance in this game. I think that they will be able to try and organize themselves well enough to try and take apart Nottingham Forest. And if they're able to get themselves ahead, that might give them a better chance to win this game. So I'm going for a 2-2 draw because I do think that Nottingham Forest's home support is going to be good enough to try and get them at least a draw. Nottingham Forest should be the aggressors in this game, but with the way that Burnley have been trying to play under Vincent Kompany, I would not be surprised if they end up being the team that are the aggressors. Now, will it work out for them? Maybe so, but they need to do that against teams such as Nottingham Forest. This is when they can try and impose their type of football. 2-2, that's what I'm going for in this game. That wraps up my preview for the weekend. What do you think is going to happen? Are Arsenal going to finally win at Goodison Park? Will West Ham get that draw against Man City or maybe surprise them? Leave your comments down below. It's been Izzy. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the new subscribers. And I promise I have more content on the way. Watch out for the Kai Havertz content that I have coming this weekend. For now, guys, peace.